How you doing? My name is Travis Middleton, and thank you for watching my YouTube channel on beating up a debt collector. Now, before I get into the meat and potatoes of what this is about in terms of how to help you deal with your issues, first of all, I've done 15 or more years research in the law libraries here in my city, and I've had some court experience dealing with these kind of issues as a pro per litigant. So I've tested this stuff and I've put it to the test. I've refined it down to a laser beam accurate procedure. It's a can't miss deal on how to stop a collection agency in their tracks right now. I don't mean in a few months, I'm talking right now. So before I get into some of the remedies of how to help you, let me tell you this. You need to understand the reasons why my procedure is so effective. My procedures on what I do with debt collectors are based upon your rights as a consumer and a citizen. Your rights of privacy under the Fourth Amendment are imminent. Your rights under the Fourth Amendment are imminent. Under the Fourth Amendment, there's a consumer law called the Fair Debt Collection Practice Act. That's a federal law under Title 15, Section 1692 et sec, meaning all the other different statutes that come below that. So as a consumer, the federal government set up rules for agencies to try and breach your privacy under the Fourth Amendment. Now, you will never see this in that body of law called Title 15, but this is what it derives from. Your right to privacy as a consumer and a citizen. Your Fourth Amendment protections are imminent and very important, and this is where it comes from. So there's different rules, or lots of rules, and lots of laws on your side to keep debt collectors at bay. Now, you can look this up if you like. The Fair Debt Collection Practice Act. I'm sure you've all Googled it. That's why you're on my channel. Now, first of all, here is why it would behoove you to get my booklet on how to stop a debt collector in their tracks. One, there are laws in place that states that you don't have to deal with a debt collector. Okay? I'll talk about that in a second. Number two, there are laws that prohibit them from calling you. You bet you know that already. Number three, all of these rights that you have will do you no good unless you know how to use them. Now, I've done research out there on the web to see who's doing what and what they're telling you. A lot of it is good information, but it's not complete information. I'm going to give you complete information today. So the reason why my book is so effective is because it's based upon contract law and it's based upon your right of privacy. Now, the reason why debt collectors can't bother you and it's unlawful for them to bother you is because you have no contract with them. Okay? Your contract is with the original creditor, whomever that may be, whether it's a bank for a credit card, a household debt of some sort. That entity or creditor has a right to call you and contact you by mail to ask you why you breached your contract, ask you why you haven't made payment on your bill. So they're not breaking the law necessarily in just contacting you for the money. A third-party debt collector, you don't have a contract with them. You don't have a binding nexus that they can call you and write you for a payment of a bill. That is the only modality by which they can do so if you had a contract with them specifically that allows them to. So you have to have a binding nexus with the debt collector that gives them the authority to breach your privacy and ask you for payment of money by phone or by mail. Okay? So, in my book, I cover those particular modalities with my responses to the debt collectors. And my court experience has shown me that when I set my responses up by phone or by letter, I know what's going to happen when they receive no responses. They're going to stop calling you. Because I'm going to teach you the magic words to say on the phone to a debt collector when they call you. And all phone calls from that point on cease and desist. I'm going to teach you what to write in your letters. the magic word to make them cease and desist and stop writing you letters. Now, and the reason why it works is because I was taught in terms of litigation is you want to set your case up before you go to court. And what that means is you want a paper trail. And because you have a Fourth Amendment right of privacy and you have a commercial right of a contract and who you can contact with the contract, if there's no contract with the third party debt collector, and if you didn't, well, they have no right to contact you. So once you establish reasons why, now when they contact you, when you tell them to stop, you have a paper trail that shows that you sent them a notice or you had a phone call that was recorded, and now you have evidence to your civil action should you sue them. And by the way, should you sue them in federal court, your potential damages are 3 times the amount that they were seeking from you. So if you had a credit card bill worth $10,000, you could sue them for $30,000 and win in federal court, because that's what the Fair Debt Collection Practice Act says you can do. You can sue for treble damages. Now, here's the thing you want to think about before you get into my booklet. It's set up. The template's in there for writing the letters to the debt collectors, and the phone conversation and the script is set up to establish a paper trail. So if you should have to go to court, your exhibits and your material allocations are already set up to win. They don't have an excuse for breaching your privacy and asking you for money through the mail. Now, when they do that, of course, that constitutes mail fraud under 18 U.S.C. 1341. If you have no binding nexus or binding contract with them, and they still want to contact you for this debt, that also constitutes a violation of RICO under Title 18, Section 1657, obstruction. So then you have mail fraud violation. Then you have Fair Debt Collection violations under Title 15, 1692. So my book will take you through what works. It's very straightforward. There's no fluff involved. It's all on what to say when they call, how to construct your notices for them to cease and desist, what to put in those notices so that it works the first time. Okay, the first time. So follow the link below, get my book, and watch the debt collectors die. Thank you for watching.